celebrate. Yeah, a lot of people join in with their agents, and these agents start recording and breaking in. Yeah, so what I was saying that today in United States, Women in Tech is celebrated. It's relatively new holiday. I personally didn't know about it. And Helen Johnson, who is here with us on this call, she brought it to our attention. And yeah, we decided to have a get together to celebrate us, women in tech. But we are so happy that there are men on this call as well to support us, to recognize us, to celebrate our achievements. Yeah, thank you for joining. Let's maybe wait for 1-2 minutes before we officially kick off. Okay.
Igen, ne anca eser saçıksa. Gene bu sakala balesi.
Maybe it's congratulations in Armenian.
What's a congratulations in Armenian? Thank you, Arsen, if you're hearing us.
Sorry.
No worries, it happens. It happens. Okay, happy Friday, everyone. It's Friday, yeah, and I'm very grateful for all of you to join this call. And yeah, I'm very happy to see both men and women here. We want to keep it super informal, super relaxed. We will not have any slides, to kill anyone with, with the PowerPoint. This will be an informal conversation, right? I think it's really important for us women to create a space, right, where we can support each other, encourage each other, share our aspirations, achievements, life hacks. I'm very happy that men are very interested in our topics, right? I hope, and maybe celebrations and congratulations. I will just repeat myself so that those who joined a bit later could also hear that today is International Women in Tech Day, and we are here to celebrate it. We're here to celebrate us. And together with me, we'll have other speakers. So this will be Daria Garanina, who was recently promoted to application development practice leader. Also, today we'll be speaking Helen Johnson. Helen is our Executive Director of Financial Services based in US. And Anna Rua. Anna is our ML solution architect based in Colombia. So as in Provectus, we have pretty international team. And Daria Prilipka, our learning and development specialist, she will be coordinating this talk for us, right? And as I said, this is a time to celebrate us women, and I'd like to share some data. Because Provectus is a data-driven company, and we love it. So let's look at some data. And I will be looking at my notes here. So during 2024 and the first quarter of 2025, we've got 20 wonderful women who joined Provectus. And actually it's Helen, it's Anna, it's Yulia Kushnir here with us on the call. I don't see other ladies on the call. Yeah, but it's let me check a second screen. Yeah, but it's 20 wonderful ladies. And another interesting bit of statistics, 5 wonderful ladies have been with Provectus for more than 10 years. I think it's an incredible achievement, right? An incredible loyalty to stay with us for a decade, right? And I promise, the last final data point that we've recently had 7 promotions among women. This was Lena Mikheeva, who was promoted to the head of design. Carolina was promoted to principal delivery manager. She's based in Costa Rica. Daria already mentioned, she's our first female practice leader, but we hope that we'll be expanding women among our leaders. Also, Anastasia Holishak was promoted to the head of talent acquisition, and her colleague Victoria Ivanova was also, her duties expanded, and in addition to talent acquisition, she took a people business partner role. Ksenia was also promoted to a people manager of solution managers in Europe. And Anastasia Matuszewska, she's also on this call. Hi, Anastasia. She was promoted to people business partner as well. Right, so a celebratory data to recognize ourselves and womanhood in Provectus. All right, enough of statistics. Daria, the stage is yours. Let's start our fireside chat.
Yeah, I'm so excited that today we are gathering, and I'm also excited to see a man among our audience. So before we start, I just wanted to encourage everyone to think about yes, what we are going to discuss, and share maybe your comments, your experience, your journey, or any other support, most especially from men, will be really welcome. All right, and we have prepared a bunch of interesting questions that we will uncover the tech experience of today's speakers. And I think it's fair enough to start with the career journey. Yes, ladies. I mean, as the first question, like what really inspired you to choose a career in IT?
So I'll start. I'm Helen Johnson, for those of you guys who I haven't met. I've spent my last 30 plus years in financial services, always in technology. And if I'm honest, I didn't intend to go into tech. Coming from a traditional Chinese household, I was supposed to be a doctor. And in my junior year in high school, I was given the opportunity to do an internship with NASA in Ohio. And NASA in Ohio does not have anything to do with computer science. Well, sorry, they didn't have anything to do with the medical space, because I really had this vision I was going to become an astronaut, even though I can't fly, and go into outer space. But during my time with NASA, they introduced me to, a lot more about computers and everything else. And they kindly gave me a woman mentor who was in business. And she's like, why don't you consider going into technology? Given the fact that you like math and all this technical stuff, that actually could be a really good combination. So it was just completely random that I decided to go into technology versus into medicine. And then I ended up at Cornell in their computer science department, and I've never left. It's been a wonderful journey.
Great. Let me take from here, I guess. My career path doesn't include anything related to NASA, unfortunately. But well, some time ago when I graduated from school, I was lost back then. I didn't know what to do next. And for some reasons, I decided to study applied informatics. And my initial impressions of the sphere weren't great. One of my teachers actually discouraged me from pursuing software engineering. And he claimed, like, this field isn't for women. But I basically regretted my choice back then. And however, everything changed when I got a new programming teacher, and she was only a few years older than us. And well, she was just amazing and very inspiring. She ignited this spark in all of us and in me too. And because of her, maybe I started to see this sphere from another, maybe under another angle, and I loved it. And I got my first job as a junior developer a year later, and it was even before I graduated. And I will be always grateful like to her for this spark she ignited in me. So this was my career path, I think.
Wow, I think, yeah, your turning points in your tech careers are really incredible. All right, and I have another question that I'm really, really curious to know. I mean, what skills help you to succeed in IT and how did you develop them? Anna, what do you say?
I would say definitely ownership, perhaps. The fact that we always take things as our own and print this effort to make it perfect. I mean, we need to shine in a world that has often hidden our light. So every time we get the opportunity, I think we embrace it and try to make the best out of it. So I think definitely that's one of the skills or the attributes that we as women and we provide in this world of tech and basically everywhere we develop.
Yeah, that's totally valuable. Helen, what about you?
I think women brings a very different, perspective. So I think we're all very strongly technical, but my journey was being in a software company that we didn't have product managers. We were less than 60 people. And so I started my career as a application developer, having to actually go and talk to customers. And what I found that was really important was to be able to understand the business issues. And more importantly, I think we as women are great conduits between translating what a user or a business person is looking for and figuring out how does tech actually help to solve that problem. So one of the strongest strengths, I think, that's helped me to be really successful is to be that translator between business requirements, business needs, and how do you translate that into something that the technologists can understand enough of. What are we trying to build? How do we build it? So I would probably say communication and that ability to translate.
Helen, and is it okay no longer to be a hands-on technologist?
I mean, I think it's a very personal journey. I'm probably a lot older than most of you guys since I've been in this industry for like 30 years, but I left management at least twice. Like I was a director at FactSet. I completely walked away and went back to just pure coding when I joined Bloomberg. But what I kept discovering was I my personality likes to solve problems, and I tend to put myself like, oh, but we could do it this way, or we could do it this way. And I kept ending back up in leadership roles. But it wasn't an easy journey because I didn't want to give up my ability to code. And being in leadership roles comes with its own frustrations and satisfaction. But in the end, you know, after 15 years, I find that I am very motivated by organizational changes. And because I came from a hands-on coding background, I think it helped me to be a better leader because I actually understood what my team was going through. And my job in the future was to protect and to ensure that they can do their job. But that's a very personal journey. And I think each person has to choose. My husband is 30 years industry. He left his directorship and only does coding right now and is so much happier. It's personal.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and I wonder what are other some unique challenges that women face in IT, and if you have ever had one, how you handle them. Yulia, maybe here you could share the story of yours.
Well, I think for me, it's that the fact that I'm not a developer or engineer doesn't mean that it cannot be valuable, right? And for me, it came with an understanding that I also have an expertise, but in different field, right? I'm also a professional, just as equal and as others. And when I stopped apologizing for not being technical and started owning my other expertise, I think this was a turning point for me because I also bring something to the table. I think that's for me.
Yeah, definitely. Women who don't code in tech are definitely valuable as much as women who code, right? We just have different value added with what we do. All right, ladies, and what do you say? What other strategies helped you to gain the credibility in tech industry?
I think it's confidence. I think we as women, as we've discussed, right, like we tend to be aggressive is not the right word, but we tend to hold ourselves back because, oh, I'm not sure if I'm 100% qualified. I haven't done that exactly. But the truth is, regardless, our experiences gives us credibility to do our job, right? Because we're always learning, we're always researching, we're also trying new things. So it's having the confidence of being able to say, I don't know, but I will go figure out. Having the confidence in yourself to say, I'm smart. I mean, my job isn't to know everything, but I can read, I can research, I can try, I can grow. And it's really having that confidence in yourself, I think is like one of the best things that we can all do because we'll get it. We'll figure it out. Like, that I 100% believe in.
Oh, I want to agree with Helen, like 100%, because yes, often it's like we're too afraid to take this risk, to not be like for 100% prepared for something. And actually, it's not always needed to be 100% prepared. And maybe this is the secret and strategy.
You just have to try.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, ladies, now that you mentioned that, I've been thinking lately that this world asks us, all of us, I mean, women and also men, to be specialists, like to focus on a single area and nail it down. But I think I find really valuable the fact that we can be also generalists, that we kind of brave ourselves to try and to explore new fields, new areas. It doesn't have to be only in technology, because in the end, there will come one day that everything will just click and you will connect the dots. And that will help you come up with new ideas, with new approaches, with new strategies on how to work around things, and how to connect to different people. And if you don't know the answer, you may know who know that answer. So I think that's something that we should also advocate for. Like, I mean, for us as women, it's, I think, a big load, because we need to be prepared always. I mean, if we're debating or arguing or exposing our ideas, our way of thinking, we always need to have like the state of the art and the last paper read, so that we can support our thoughts, our ideas. So I think that's something that we also do a lot, like, or one of our skill sets is always be prepared. Even if you're not, at least you'll try to connect the dots somehow.
Yes, the conclusion here that we have to believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, it's already 99% of success.
Okay, and we have actually one question from the chat from Tatiana. So she asks, where do you ladies find inspiration for your area of tech? Maybe some inspiring book, maybe some people, or something else.
I mean, for me, I can tell you it's the people I know and the people I work with. My last company, there was a female CEO, and I have to be honest, one of the primary reasons I joined that company, even though what they were doing wasn't 100% the, my area of specialty, it was to work for a female CEO. I think and for me, there's the books that I get very interested in or who inspires me, it's stories about other women. Because I think we as women don't network as much as our men. Nothing against the men, you just are better at it. But I also think that when I've taken the time to really talk to women, I think we sometimes feel isolated, that we're the only ones going through it, or we feel this way, or we have doubt, because the truth is the ratio of men to women, especially in technology, isn't even 50-50. And so it's so easy to forget and sometimes to feel like, oh, it's me. I need to do better. I should have tried harder. I should have done more. And so when you end up talking to other women, it's like, oh, huh, maybe it's not just me. And what can I do about it? So it's really the people around me who inspire me. And now I'm reading, like, there's like 3 books. You can't see because of but like I have books that I'm just reading about women who have succeeded and what they've gone through. Or as a mom of 3 kids, can I have it all? Or maybe not. That's me.
Alan.
Girls, I don't know. I advocate a lot as Helen for readings, and recently when we start planning this discussion, I talked about one particular book that really triggered the way I now see things, especially in the tech area, and it's Women Don't Ask. Basically, it's a really good book about, or telling us, like, the gaps that we help creating just because we're so afraid of asking for things that we deserve as well. Like for instance, when negotiating your salary, we often feel grateful just because they're hiring us, and we don't even try to negotiate our salary. This is something that men tend to do at least 4 times more than we do. And even if we don't think about it, it just creates one big gap, making them earn in the whole career, oof, I don't know, 100 times more than us, just because we are not used to it, and it's natural because we are raised in that way. I mean, we as women are raised to be still and to be pleasant and to not get into discussions or generate situations that may cause conflict. And it's a pitfall because we are instructed as we grow to be that perfect woman that stays quiet and often share their thoughts. And in a corporate world, it may seem as a lack of interest, which is not. It's just a way of we were like actually raised. So typically we're waiting for someone else to call us, and we avoid like, okay, I can participate in this project, or I can bring this to the table. And because we're afraid, and it's natural. But the fact that we start like generating awareness of this can pave the way and the road for the upcoming generations and also for ourselves. So that book has really interesting things that maybe we can all come and see, and not only women, I mean men as well, because the more we know about this, the more we will know how to address other persons. Like yeah, it's like really different the way to approach to women and to call her to action, to actually participate. It's not that easy. We need to address in a different way. And
Yeah, and I believe imposter syndrome is really a big thing these days, of course for men, but most especially for women. And I wonder, how do you combat it? What are your strategies to deal with it?
For me, and maybe my history, I mean, like let me take a step back. I think one of the best things that happened throughout my career is when I was at FactSet, and when I started at less than 60 people, we were very fortunate that our leadership team actually brought in this coach and put all of us who were, the engineering leads through this training. And one of the things that really fascinated me was the personality test. And I've carried that throughout my entire career. And a lot of the larger enterprises really focus on it because it's hard to get rid of imposter syndrome. But if you know and you take the time to understand what motivates you, what drives you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, you can actually hopefully catch yourself. So I call them blockers, the things that potentially block you from being so much more. And once you understand that, doesn't make you perfect. I'm definitely not perfect, but I can see when I do certain things and then I try to get ahead of it so I don't make the same mistakes over and over again. What I also like about it is when I understand the personality or the motivations of the people around me, it actually also makes me a better communicator. Because when I talk to you, Daria, and I understand what makes you and what drives you, then I can change my communication style that so it resonates more with you. But it all first starts with understanding you. And so I'm a huge proponent of understanding what's your own style? What's your personality? What's your motivation? What's your drivers? Because once you understand, at least for me, it made it easier for me to handle everything else.
Yeah, sounds like very holistic, yeah, view on that scene. All right, Daria, maybe I heard that you have some strategies.
My strategy is pretty simple. The imposter syndrome for me, it's like an eternal enemy, I'd say. I'm currently in therapy to address the issues it has caused. And for me, imposter syndrome is mostly about the fear. It's like constantly be afraid to do something because you may be not capable of it. And my strategy is just try not to be so afraid of this, because being afraid is like, okay, it's okay to feel this fear, but it shouldn't hold you back, right? So you still should do something, even if you're afraid, to achieve something. And that's my strategy, I think. Not a big deal.
Yeah, that's a very good strategy.
Actually, Maria, if you let me just say one more thing in that regard, because Daria, you sure it's beautiful. I mean, we need to do things even with fear, and also I would say something important. It's like, don't be afraid of saying I don't know, but I can look for it. It's always valuable. I mean, no one is expecting us to know all of the answers. And we need to like draw that wall that we put ourselves in perfectionism, that we need to know everything. When they ask us, no, I mean, it's okay to say, okay, I'll look into it and I'll come back to you. That's totally perfect. And look for help. It always helps as well.
Yeah, if I may share my life hack here, I think it's very helpful to keep track of your achievements. And when imposter syndrome hits you, just go back to it, remember about your achievements. And I think it's really energizes and brings your inner confidence back to you, right? Because I think uh, maybe we don't openly discuss it, but I think more people than admit it really, really have it, and it's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
And we have one comment in the chat from Maria, and she says, looking back on all the professional road you have passed and challenges you faced, what advice would you give to your younger self and less experienced self? That's a very interesting question.
As the oldest person here, I've made so many mistakes in my career. When I look back and I reflect, it's because I didn't speak up. I didn't take a stand, or I didn't, aggressive is not the right word, but I didn't defend me. I didn't say, no, I'm qualified. No, I can do the job, right? I just kind of more went with the flow. So I wish I know what I know now. I wish I had more of Daria's courage to handle the fear and tackle it and be like, no, I can do this. I am absolutely capable of learning and being more. So that's what I would say to my younger self. It's speak up, just do it. What do I have to lose? Nothing. Utterly nothing.
That's a very powerful advice, Helen. Thank you for sincerely sharing it with us.
Yeah.
I will, sorry. Julia,
Oh,
do
go
you
ahead.
want?
Mm.
I'd give myself advice like it's okay to slow down because rest is also a part of growth, and we need to take our time to, you know, have these mental breaks to feel this freedom of vacationing. I don't know how to say it correctly, but yes, we need to think of rest as well. And I would give this advice to myself in the past.
Yeah, we definitely need to rest and we need to take care of ourselves. Julia, you wanted to share something?
That's a nice advice, but my advice to my younger self would be completely different than Daria. It's interesting. My advice would be like take more risk, experiment, network more. It's really, really important because me and the person who really focus like to bring value internally rather than show off and network. But I think both are important, right? And just don't afraid to take risk, don't afraid to experiment. Yeah. That's my that's my advice to those who are younger.
That's a very good advice. I mean, yeah, I mean, all of them really could be a great combo for women in tech. But still, ladies, IT is a very demanding industry, and I wonder, as women, how do you handle work-life balance?
That's a difficult question, right? Is there a work-life balance, right? Yeah, but honestly, for example, speaking about me, I'm also a mom of two teenagers, right? And for me, it's equally important to be both successful as a professional and as successful as a mom, as a parent, because if I'm not successful in one of the fields, I also have this guilt feeling, right? And it's impossible to be holistically happy and perform if, for example, if I have a sense of guilt because I didn't participate in a school concert or because I couldn't, because somehow it happens that our all hands are always on the same days where Christmas concerts dates coincide. But I just sit down and explain to my kids, right, that yeah, I cannot be here for you at this festive activity, but when there is a really important activity, I will be there, right, with you. I will support you. You have me. Yeah, and also for me, it's refusal from social media because for me it's a distraction, and really to have work-life balance, I find that having a discipline really helps. Like having a discipline to do exercises, having a discipline to cook healthy meal helps me to feel happy, accomplished, and like have a feeling that I've done my day passed meaningfully, right? But it helps only with the discipline. Yeah.
No, I 100% understand where you're coming from. My kids are now, either graduated from college or my youngest just started college, and work-life balance for me changed throughout my entire career. And it is hard, but I'm also very lucky that I had a lot of support at home. I also got support, whether we had a nanny or an au pair to help me with, the work stuff. But I think we as women take on a lot, right? Because like no matter how great my husband is, I'm the person who cooks. I'm the person who does X, Y, and Z. So he's a great dad. He was always there for the kids and he had his own work, but we as moms tend to be like, oh, but what about this? And what about this? And then this and this. And so we're natural in general multitaskers, but that also means that we take on so much more. And it is really hard to juggle. Like, Julia, like I would go on a business trip and I would have to make sure the fridge was stocked with food and it had to be home cooked meals, right? Because like, God forbid my husband like called out for takeout because I wanted the kids to have a home cooked meal, even if mom wasn't there, because it was my way of expressing love and not feeling guilty that I'm not there at the dinner table. And my dear husband would be like, are you feeling guilty for not being here? Because you know we can survive, but that was things I put on me. And that's the one thing I would say to all women, especially when it comes to work-life balance. Nobody can make the choice for us. We all choose what we need. There's no right or wrong answer, but do realize that you choose in different ways. I didn't make all of my kids event, but just like Yulia, I would talk to my kids and tell them it's X, Y, and Z. And I have 2 boys and a little girl, and I wanted my kids to know that mom can have a career, mom can have a successful career, and I could still be mom and be there for all the important things. So I could not like support you more for everything that you said. We're the moms, we're the caretakers, and we're rocking tech.
Yeah, that's 100%. Women are great, great multitaskers. Yeah, and of course, well-being for everybody will be different, right? Work-life balance. And Daria, I wonder, what about you? How do you set the boundaries between work and a life? Yeah, and what would be your well-being favorite strategies?
Well, I'm trying to set clear boundaries. I'm still trying, I'm learning to do that. And my rule is no emails or Slack notifications on weekends and holidays. I'm simply muting all my apps on that time. I use iPhone's focus stuff for that purpose. It's really useful, actually. You can schedule which time you want to silence your phone, and you don't need to worry about, oh, I forgot to put everything on mute. It's really helpful from me. And I think having a good hobby, sorry, having a good hobby also helps me to recharge and maybe keep a healthy balance between work and life. So yeah, this is my key strategies.
Awesome, love it. Yeah, it's really, really important, especially in these days, to you know, to clock out from all the apps, from the all the social media, and really have a quality time, yeah, and me time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Anna, what about you? I wonder how you prefer to build your well-being.
I mean, I would love to say I'm so disciplined as these girls are, but unfortunately, like my family set that limit for me. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I tend to I don't know how to say this, like hyper focus. I lose like total track of time when working or doing something that drives my attention. So basically, I have someone here telling me, okay, we need to go to the gym. And uh, like, I mean, it's something that really, really helps. Like have a routine and attach to it. Even if there's someone else helping you stick to it, that is also really valuable. For me, it's always a start doing exercise. That's why what drain like fills my energy and help me have a good day, and also have time for what matters. I mean, for me, it's really important to enjoy the food. Like, that's the best thing on earth. Eat. So preparing a good meal, a good breakfast, and actually take the time. I mean, no distractions, just basic conversation. It will take you 1 hour, but it will like really recharge and fulfill you. And although I don't have kids, I have dogs. I have basically a zoo at home. So it's something that actually really help connecting and disconnecting as well. Like taking them for a walk, or in the weekends, like go for a road trip, or I don't know, hanging out with friends. It's something that really helps. But I would say having a close circle that actually cares a lot for you and that help you when you're not aware of things. It's what works for me as well.
Yeah, some basic things really is like really help to fuel, yes, our energy levels. Yeah. Are there any other productivity hacks that you ladies would love to share with our audience, or maybe some time management hacks and tips?
I love list. I take lots and lots of notes, and then there is the satisfaction of checking off something on my list.
Totally get
So on days that I have to focus, I love quiet time, and it's me time. I've got the music blaring. My husband laughs at me because I literally will watch Netflix shows while I'm focused on getting like my to-do list done on my computer, because he's like, and it's just it's something for me. But I love making my list and be like, done, 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 done. Plus, it helps me to keep organized. But that's me. I love my list.
Yeah, it's such a relief crossing out the dancing.
Personally, a good sleep, seriously, it's a ultimate productivity hack. If you haven't slept enough, I'm not sure you can manage to do something good, at least.
It's accessible one.
Yeah. It's not the easiest one, actually, to have a good sleep nowadays.
Yeah, we could focus on it on our well-being series, I guess. All right. Yulia, do you want to share some your tips?
Yeah, I agree with having a list, having me time. And for me, it's also because I work remotely, for me, it's also dedicated space in my apartment. So a chair, table, monitor, and like it's my small office. So I go to office and yeah, and it really helps to focus, to get things done. Yeah, this is what works for me.
All right. And we are coming to an end. And the very last question that I would like to invite you to answer. This is more like for our audience. And like, what message would you like to share with all women in tech? What would be your message to all women in tech today?
Be bold, be authentic. Just go for it. Why not?
Love it.
By the way, have some fun while doing it. So, yes, I'm overloading you with lots and lots of things, but like, go have fun. Try. Be bold. Enjoy.
That's a very good advice, Helen. Thank
I'm also old, so, take it with a grain of salt.
you.
I would repeat myself. Just don't, it's okay to be afraid, but don't let this hold you back.
Yeah, it's so true, Daria.
I would say love yourself, because when you love yourself, it also brings confidence, it also brings well-being, it also brings moments to speak up for your achievements. So yeah, you are the only person because, I mean, we all have this inner voices in our heads, right? That tends, to bring imposter syndrome and feeling of guilt. And so just focus on having this positive voice. Love yourself and look in the mirror and say to yourself, like, I'm beautiful, I'm I deserve to be valuable, right? I'm confident, and just go girl. And yeah, and rock it. So maybe go girl.
You know how they say you are the average of the people that surround you? So I would say try to look for those support system. It would be great if they're women, if they're men, also welcome. But at least seeing someone similar to you achieve these things, it's inspiring. And it makes you believe that you can also do it. And the more we do it, the more we will spread it. And the more we can be also point of reference for these young ladies that come behind us. Like let's work so that they can have better opportunities as well.
Yeah, that's very powerful messages like this you share. I know that today we have a lot of men. Now, my call out will be to you, men, dear men of Provectus. I mean, if there is some message you want to share and support all our women in Provectus, yeah, just drop a message in chat. It will
Yeah,
be
can I add something here?
crossfire.
Yeah, I just wanted to share my humble opinion. So when you start working in the company and enter the room and see 10 or more men with long, weird beards staring at the monitor and programming some rocket mathematical project, this is just like a severe environment for coding, clean code, and to create some stable product. But one day, some beautiful senora comes into the room. It starts smelling with coffee. The green flowers appear around the corners, and literally, this gives some wings to make your program perfect, right? Also, we know that no, we know the fact that we have two brain halves. One is for math calculations, and the second is for imagination. And the part two of all of this is that ladies always have a different approach to solve the problems. And their solutions in many cases eventually appear to be more efficient. This is true. So I would like to say having ladies in the team is a huge profit for any company. So big thanks that you are with us.
Well, yeah, thank you, Pavel. It's
Thank you, Pavel.
warm. Yeah, we feel your support. Thank you for sharing that. All right. It was not planned, by the way. And yeah, I mean, a huge thank you to all our incredible women in tech who shared today their challenges, their experiences, their insights. I hope there was something for everybody to take away. But it's not over. We have prepared for you some surprise, a very Kahoot game, which will be based on some facts that were mentioned today, and as well some general facts from women in tech industry. So everybody will have a chance to win either 30 coins for the first place in Kahoot game, 20 coins for the second place, and 10 coins for the third place. All right, just be ready to grab your phones and scan QR code. I will be sharing my screen just now. I will be sharing in the chat. Share my screen. Right, you could either scan QR code with your phone, or you can just go to Kahoot it and enter manually with the phone. Right, we have the first participants of our Kahoot game. Does anybody else want to win coins and to have some nice presents in our coin platform? Right, we need one more technical minute and we're going to start. All right, let's get started. The first question. Are you ready? Let's go. Who created the first compiler and helped develop COBOL? Is it Margaret Hamilton? Is it Barbara Liskov? Or is it Grace Hopper? There are only three answers, but one of them is correct. Wow, we have four participants of Kahoot game who guessed or who knew the correct answer. It was Grace Hopper. And we have our first leaderboard. Lamb Jean is the very first one, then we have Masha, and then Anna. Okay, moving on. Who from today's Women in Tech had an internship with NASA? Is it Daria? Is it Luda? Is it Kara? Or is it Hunt? Nine of you guessed correctly. Have it correctly. So the leaderboard board looks almost the same, but we have like two more, Anastasia and Lucine. Okay, moving on. Who is the co-founder and CEO of YouTube? Is it Susan Wojcicki? Is it Marissa Mayer? Or is it Sheryl Sandberg? And you know that there is actually the co-founder of YouTube. Okay, 6 of you answered correctly. It is Susan Wojcicki. And the leaderboard slightly changed. The first one is Lamdeen, then DDD. Okay, if you win, just make sure to communicate me your real name. Okay, and the third place is Masha. Okay, moving on. Who from today's Women in Tech helped a lot of women to transform tech ideas into patentable concepts? That's a very good, very memorable achievement from one of today's speakers. Six of you answered correctly. It was Anna. Anna helped a lot of women in tech in Latin America. Okay. Yeah, now the leaderboard is looking a bit differently. DDD is the first, and Masha, and then Anna, Lucine, and Anastasia. The next question. As of recent statistics, what percentage of tech startups have at least one female founder? I know this is some fun question, but maybe somebody has luck guessing it. Is it 50%, maybe 25, 15, or 10? What do you think? Yeah, like 3 of you answered correctly. It's 25%. I wish it was 50%, but who knows? Maybe one day we will have 50% of startups founded by women. Okay, The first place now belongs to Lucine, the second one to Lamdin, then Didi, and then Masha, and then Pashkinson. The next question. Whose wisdom is it, like from today's speaker? Perfection is not needed to be valuable. You can grow into roles, learn on the job, and still belong. That's a very powerful wisdom some of our speakers shared today. This Eunice wisdom, almost three of you answered correctly. And the leaderboard looks different. Okay, we have a few more questions ahead. Which woman invented the technology behind GPS and helped develop the first satellite navigation system? Is it Ada Lovelace? Is it Gladys West? Or is it Grace Hopper? Okay, whom you answered correctly, it was Gladys West. And now we have new leaders. It's Lamdin, Masha, Didi, Anna, and Pashkinson. The next question. Who from today's women in tech faced with bias in their tech journey that tech field is not for women? Is it Helen? Is it Julia? Is it Anna? Or is it Daria? Yeah, right you are. It was Daria. Okay, leaderboard again looks a bit different, but now just be ready. It's going to be the final question for our quiz. And which woman became the first female engineer at NASA and later developed the software for the Apollo space missions? Is it Mae Jemison? Is it Karen Nyberg? Or is it Margaret Hope? It was Margaret Hamilton, and almost three of you answered correctly. Okay, and before we move to the final leaderboard, I would like to invite you to collaborate on this question and just type 1 or 2 words. What was your biggest takeaway from today? This answer is not graded, but I'm going to be curious to know. Okay, just drive, inspiration. Okay, that's nice that this talk was really inspiring for you. All right, and the leaderboard. Ta-da! The third place belongs to Pavel. The second place belongs to Masha. And the first place belongs to Lamdin. Okay, I would like to ask Lamdin just to message me so we can identify with whom we should grant 30 points. But for now, we are done. And again, a big thank you to everybody who joined today. And yeah, stay tuned. We will have more Women in Tech series. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.